Hey there, this is Fritz Westover with Virtual Viticulture Academy and the Vineyard Underground podcast. And I'm in a vineyard with a client of mine who's growing a grape variety known as Syrah. Some call it Shiraz or Syrah, whichever you want to call it, whether in Australia or America. This is a system that I'm working with my client on so they can get a little extra fruit. They've had poor fruitfulness, and that's because a lot of times come in here, you can see that when we're leaving a normal two-bud spur, we oftentimes don't have fruitful positions on these lower buds on a cane. If we're extending a new cane to make a cordon, which is what we're doing here, this will have a lot of fruit on it. But once we develop spurs, these lower positions, two buds here, may or may not have fruit. And so what we're doing with this high vigor variety is we're leaving a bonus cane, which is another cane kind of like you'd get with your extension over here. But instead, we're pulling one from a spur position and bringing it up to our first set of catch wires on the VSP. And there's criteria for this. So I want you to come on in here slow. I'm going to show you what the criteria is. There is a spur that's been formed here. It had two positions on it, an upper position and lower position. And we have a lot of space between the lower position and upper position. So what I can do here is I can leave the lower position like I normally would, and normally I'd cut out the upper position. But what I'll do today is I'll leave the upper position with all of that space because I have at least pencil size or greater, which is desirable, greater than pencil size wood. I can bring this up and tie this onto the wire. This will give me positions, not just 1 and 2, but 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, which may be more fruitful on this particular variety. Varieties like Tempranillo, Syrah or Shiraz, or sometimes Malvasia Bianca, I'll do this with. It's not quite cane pruning, it's spur pruning because we're on 5 or 6 foot spacing. It's too far for a part of the vines for a cane pruning system. So instead, we're putting a bonus cane up into here. And what we'll have to do is shoot down a little bit to make sure it doesn't get crowded with these spurs down here. We'll have to do a little bit of leaf removal, but we will get extra fruit. Up to a half a ton to a ton per acre is what I've seen my growers get by putting 1 or 2 of these on each vine. But you have to have the criteria of the space to leave a renewal spur so that you can come back to your spurs every year.